What does Sony need to do to win this year?
And also, not putting Sony means that you don't care, and we'll take that too. We'll count that. We're going to count number of comments.
Stop. No, we're not.
If there's only like 3 Sonys,
we're not doing that.
We already know what they can't do.
Oh, my God.
All right. So this is me. This is a little unrealistic, but when I think about winning the year, Brandon, they got to be aggressive. So they need to announce the A7V. You know what they need to do in the parts bin? They need to pull that global shutter from the A9 III, put it in the A7V, drop the mic. And the last thing that they need to do, keep it under $4,000. And whatever they thought they were going to do at $6,500 and didn't do, they will do it the A7V at $4,000. That will be the hottest camera of the year.
So I'm going to fight you on that because they don't need that global shutter. They need to tweak that global shutter and then put the tweaked version in the A7 IV.
So even if it doesn't run as, you don't need the 190,000 frames that it shoots per second. It doesn't need up to 1/80,000th of a second in shooting, but put a global shutter on it.
I will say the A7 IV's biggest problem, the 4 last year's, the previous model, was the readout speed on it. When I reviewed it personally, it's like the jello.
Slowest in class.
Right. Like it was so slow. Now, I personally think that they could do a lot to make this camera, but for me, I'm going to say that when it comes to Sony and the A7V, they need, I don't know what specs they're going to do. Obviously, improve everything of what you've done, 6K sensor, whatever. But the most important thing that they could do is drop the price back down to $2,000. $1,999 is the price, because I'm going to tell you, the A7 II was $2,000. The A7 III was $2,000. And then the A7 IV came out at $2,499, and nobody looked at it twice when it first came out because it was like, what? Why is it? The price went up, but it barely got better.
Yeah.
I think
might have got worse.
I think it might have got worse in some circumstances. I personally believe that if they can get that camera, bring it out at $1,999, even if it doesn't compete at 6K, maybe it's still 4K versus the Nikon Z6 III. And I don't know what Canon's working on. But at least at $1,999, you get a chance to undercut everybody's price, and at a camera that is designed for the everyman. When I'm looking at $2,000 for this, and then you look at everybody else who's over $2,000, you got to ask yourself, are all those things worth the price gap?
Yeah.
And now you become the starting point. And when you're the starting point, you get everybody's attention. So that's what I think.
So you think price only can have Sony win the year?
I do. Because here's why. You've convinced me of this. This is your fault. You told me, which turns out to be very true, that the only reason that the OG Komodo took off, blew up, and became an amazing camera and got everybody's attention was because of its price. And I was like, I don't know. I need to add a little amendment here. A small amendment. Let me finish. Small amendment. Let me finish.
Yes, yeah.
And then when Red dropped the price of the Komodo X, $3,000.
Yes.
And when I saw a spike in interest, it immediately proved to me that, like, while I do think specs are very important and I think about the best tool for the job, price goes a long way in just opening up people's mind. Because I saw it with you. You saw the Komodo X drop $3,000, and immediately you go, well, yeah, the C80 exists, but like the Komodo X for $3,000, like you couldn't get past, like you couldn't not think about the price.
Yes.
So I think if Sony can do a $2,000 A7V or whatever specs they put in it, if they could price it at $2,000, that'll help them win the year.
Here's my small amendment, okay? If Zcam...
Oh, my God.
No. Follow me for a second. If Zcam... And no hate to Zcam. although we've never said your name on the stream. If Zcam dropped their price to $699, are you buying it?
Okay, I understand the caveat. It is a brand
The caveat is
it is a
you
brand
need
thing.
to be hot.
You do. But
You need to be
Sony
hot
is
in the first place.
That's what I'm saying. Sony is, look at how many Sony shooters there are. Sony is hot from the number of existing Sony shooters there are. You release an A7V, I think it sells.
I don't see any Sony dashes.
Yes, we do. Hold on.
I don't see
Sony
no
people.
Sony. I don't see no Sony ain't hot.
Look, we do have some Sony people. Hold on. They've gone by.
Let's see what the chat says to say.
Okay, here we go. Let me try to get up to the top. I'm gonna just rip through these as quickly as I can. Good night. There's a lot of Sony people. See, look at you.
Maybe.
Look, bro, it's still going.
It looks like Mr. Camera Junkie left 10 comments.
No, it did not. All right, Victor, starting off here. FX3 Mark II, internal ND, 6K sensor, internal RAW.
Give the people what they want.
Bro, this is too expensive. All right, next one. Sony, make cameras that fit in your hand
out of the box without an additional grip under it.
That's that binky thing. Everybody holds the FX3, and then there's just like, you need to put...
That's such a low bar, Dallas.
Hey, look.
You must think pretty high of Sony. All they got to do is make an extended grip.
He wants what he wants. Sony, fix your footage. Colors, in-camera noise reduction, etc. Just make Sony footage look mid.
I want to be clear. I want to be clear here. I am not laughing at Sony. I am laughing at the comedian Jordan Mitchell.
Whoa,
dude, that's
wild.
That is wild.
He said, "Just make it look mid." Oh my god!
I don't know, Jordan, if anybody would agree with you. But shout out to my Canon fan people.
That has nothing to do with you. Be quiet,
bro. If you're going that hard on Sony,
next,
you must love you some Canon colors.
Oh my gosh. Next up, Sony needs global shutter. That would be a nice cut. I'm going to put this one up even though he didn't have the Sony price cut. I agree. All right, moving on. From La Heartbreak. I've seen him in here a few times.
Yes, yeah.
Sony A7V. Make the FX and FX3 Mark II in 1 year. I don't think that's happening.
We ain't heard nothing about no FX3.
Yeah, that ain't
Mark II.
That ain't coming. All right, Sony. I think that's supposed to be the dash.
He's the opposite of
just
Jordan.
Keep making non-Canon colors. That's all. Sony is for the youth. That
Gen Alpha is.
What are you putting your hand up, bro? You old. You ain't no Gen Alpha. Put your hand down.
You know what's so funny?
Yeah.
Brief side note. I was at the AHS homecoming, and a kid walked up to me and be like, "Oh, you got senior dreads."
Senior dreads.
Because all these kids out here got them like got the little baby dreads. Oh, that's a senior dread head,
bro. He like, you old. Look how. I was like, that hang time.
Are you saying my dreads are senior? Or are you saying I'm senior, son?
Oh my god. He's like, I can tell you got some age on you. Look at your hang time. All right, Sony price cut and open gate. Yep, price cut. I'm right there with you. FX6 body with an FX30 sensor. What?
We've heard that comment.
Yeah.
Was it from Victor before?
Victor might just be re-commenting.
Seriously, manifesting till it happens.
Yes, I don't see that coming. All right, Sony A7 IV with Global.
Global,
yeah. I'm just pronouncing it. I was trying
Lewis.
I think that was like a
Lewis knows.
That was a Miami accent thing. I did a terrible job. All right, next one. Pull a red and cut prices for show. Cut them prices. Here we go from Kofi in the building.
A7V with open gate and better readout with a better fan. Better everything. No crop 60 would be awesome. I'm guessing.
Did not put better everything. Read the comment as it was written.
I guess I'm just saying, making a Nikon Z6 III. Dang, Kofi.
Bro,
Kofi, did you sign a contract?
Deal, bro.
Did you sign like a contract for a long period? A no trade clause? You can say whatever you want. Dang.
Bro, God, go all in.
Dang, Nikon got them trucks.
Hey, real talk. This is uncensored, bro. This is what we do. This is uncensored. You know, I had to tell somebody. Somebody asked me, they're like, why do you call it uncensored? Like, what is that? I was like, read it. It's spelled with an S. It gets funnier when you know. If you know, you know. All right, next one up. Jonathan back in the chat. Here we go.
Sony cut prices on cameras like the ZV E1 and the A6700 and the A7 IV, etc. Like how big of a deal it was when Blackmagic dropped prices on their 6Ks.
Drop them.
You know what's crazy though? You know who? Well, not never, because they did like a week ago. But do you know who never drops prices? Sony.
Oh, like put cameras on sale?
They don't.
Yeah, they do.
It's rare. They rarely put their cameras on sale.
They don't shout it out, but if you go to like B&H, every now and again they have like deal, but it's like $100 off a lens kind of thing. Nothing big.
I'm talking like they don't, like Canon will do like $500 off, like
and
on the
that's
R6
permanent price.
Mark II.
Yeah.
Well, even that, but they'll run it for like a couple months, then take it off.
Yeah.
I feel like Sony be feeling themselves.
The cameras be selling, bro.
Their
cameras be selling, bro. All right, same here. It says Sony's problem is their prices. Boom. Totally agree. Open gate is a must moving forward. All right, Cam Mackey. I love you, Dallas, but y'all need to calm down. All right? Open gate's cool. I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Dude, the way that anamorphic shooters have taken over YouTube.
They're just loud.
They want the open gates.
On everything. They're like, that camera's $1,000. Open gate.
Look at that. Colton.
What?
Alton gate. Open.
Did he really?
Alton.
Sony
open
must
gate.
At least have full frame and open gate. Full frame. Yeah.
You know what's wild? It feels like outside of Blackmagic and Panasonic, no one's really caring about open gate.
Read that comment.
Oh, bro, Joe, just wait till the next topic. Just wait. Just wait.
Oh my gosh.
That's why I said something crazy. If they don't put the global shutter on the A7V, they're going to release the A7V to a bunch of yawns.
Bro.
But if they put the global shutter on it, then people will be like, hey, look in that direction. But if they don't do something crazy, the A7V will be the A7 IV where people are going to look at it.
Second one, like, I mean, I see some of y'all are also posting, like people are saying, price, because we already got that. I'm looking for new stuff, This is definitely not going to happen.
Ron told me I'm right.
He said Sony might as well throw in redless. What?
Hey.
All right, so if you enjoyed this clip, do us a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button because we would love for you to join the community. Here, we're just a bunch of nerds who love camera gear and love talking about it every single week, which we do live at 11 o'clock Central Standard Time. So hit that subscribe button so you don't miss that and you don't miss any of the other clips.